Hey, here with Gridiron Football 24 season media day. I'm here with Coach Troxclair of St. John. Coach, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you here, Coach. Man, we'll get right into it. Just tell us about the summer and the things y'all been doing this summer getting prepared.
So we really last year was my first year. We were plagued by injuries, a lot of injuries. So we kind of went to the drawing board starting in January, and we kind of reevaluated the way we were lifting and what we were doing. So we put a big emphasis on, lifting, making sure everybody's lifting year round,
Right.
Nutrition, drinking protein, and conditioning. And finding ways to be able to do that while, we're a small 1A school. They're playing baseball and stuff like that.
Correct.
So trying to find a way to make it all kind of work together. And kids have responded really well. They've bought into it. They've seen massive gains in the weight room. And we find ourselves in a lot better shape at this point this year than we were years prior. You know what I mean?
So, have you guys been doing any 7-on-7s this summer?
We've participated in a couple 7-on-7s, not in the league. We kind of hooked up with some other smaller schools like Central Private, Slaughter Charter, some teams like that, and they've done a real good job. It's pretty nice when your quarterback you had last year is the same quarterback you have this year, as well as the receivers. You know what I mean?
Okay,
so we returned like over 17 people.
Come on.
Now they're all sophomores and juniors.
Still in the system, though.
They in the system, running the same stuff,
Correct.
and we have a lot of continuity right now. I'm back as well as our defensive coordinator, so the same things that they've been hearing year one, they're hearing in year two, and that. That continuity.
That always a good thing, right?
And all head coaches that I talk to always say, it's that year 2, year 3 where you really start to see your program kind of be implemented, and it helps.
Especially if you got guys that's coming back.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's coming back to the
I mean, we were lucky last year. We came in and we had 15, 16 freshmen signed up to play football, which at a small 1A school, 10 is a good number.
Right.
You get 15, that's really big.
Correct.
And like I said, we had a lot of injuries, so about 6 or 7 of those freshmen played a significant role on the field.
Okay.
And so the good news is they're all back.
They're all back. Yeah.
And so between that, now they're sophomores and that junior class we have, we have a small senior class, but I mean, we have a lot.
That could be a gift and a curse too, again, because you have another year after this one too as well.
Right,
I know we focus on this one.
We focused on this one. The biggest thing right now is battling that complacency of some of those guys.
Right.
Some of them, now that they're starting, you got to make sure that they're still hungry and they're trying to get better.
Correct.
As opposed to just starting because we have nobody else. And so that's kind of some things we've been battling.
So I know there's 1A, and you talked about it. I know you share a lot of athletes. Did you guys do spring?
We did not do spring.
Okay.
We have a pretty good baseball program.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like just with fatigue and stuff like that, I think it's just best to not do spring and try to get that extra week in the fall, if that makes sense.
Right. So when you start talking about, I guess, some of the bigger programs, that spring may be more detrimental for them to do because a lot of guys may not be doing other sports.
That's right.
They're not really sharing athletes as
right.
much. So as long as those guys staying active and they staying, they're keeping that competitive edge, competing, I think that's always A1.
Absolutely.
Any guys that you see that's going to be stepping up, I know you say you was already young, that's going to be stepping up that may not have played a good role or maybe coming up from the middle school that's going to be stepping into key roles.
Well, we have a kid, I'll just talk about him. His name's Ahmad Wilson.
Okay.
He started for us last year, very young. He's actually been playing with us since he was in 8th grade.
Okay.
I wasn't the coach in his 8th grade. Last year, his role, he was just a DB, running back. This year, I'm expecting him as a sophomore to really step up. He has the tools and the ability to be a playmaker. I just need him to grow up and to take that bull by the horn, the role. You know what I mean?
Go with it. I heard you mention about your past, about being an offensive coordinator. Do you actually call the plays?
I do call the plays.
Okay. Tell us about that scheme and about the scheme that you're running and things that we'll see when we come on Friday night.
So we're actually a wing T team.
Okay.
All right. So we believe in a ground and pound style.
Yeah.
Ground and pound style offense.
So it's been their style, kind of, right?
We'll say it again.
I said it's been their style.
Yes.
Pretty much,
Yes. Right? So that's the offense that I ran when I was in high school.
Okay.
Offense I ran some of the time when I was at Plaquemine High. And as we get into year 2, year 3, there are some spread concepts that we can kind of trickle in that I'm hoping we can get to.
Okay.
Just to kind of keep people eye candy. There's an old saying.
It's definitely eye candy. There's definitely a lot of motion.
That's right.
You're not playing your responsibilities. That's when you're ready to.
That's right. So I have a mentality and a saying that I say, it's a lot easier to fool them than to block them.
Correct.
So the second you get them DBs eyes wandering and then linebackers eyes wandering, that's when we try to have a big play. So
good deal. You mentioned your defensive coordinator. What schemes is he running, and what we'll see is odd or is
so he's an odd front.
Okay.
He bases out of the 3-3 stack, but we do a lot of things where we bump and kind of. It's more of a multiple type defense.
Okay. Depending on formations.
Depending on formations and personnel
like
and what you're trying to do. We're very we can evolve in what we need to do.
Gotcha. So you're in year 2, so you already pretty much had your schedule set last year. So this year is the new cycle. Is it some new teams that you added, or did the district change?
So the district changed. We added North Iberville.
Okay.
So we have it's basically an Iberville district plus Ascension Catholic and Ascension Christian. I'm really excited about the district. I think it's some good teams in there, and some good coaches.
Okay.
We picked up Covenant Christian on our schedule, who we played last year in the Jamboree. Very competitive, a playoff team. We picked up Hamilton Christian, Haynes Academy, Springfield High School, and we kept Hanson Memorial on the schedule.
Okay.
So, I think it's very competitive. I think it'll prepare us for the playoffs, and some of the things that we've been talking about is trying to get to get past that first playoff game and try to get that first win. They haven't had a playoff win in quite a few years, so that's kind of the goal we've been trying to.
That kind of led me to my next question about the expectations for the season.
We're going to treat every football game like a playoff game.
Okay.
And so we're trying to work on winning a playoff game, and so that's kind of the mentality we're treating every football game as.
Gotcha. Tell me about the admin, about the support that you're getting from the admin.
Nothing but great support. My principal, assistant principal, everybody's been supportive. They all constantly asking me, checking on me, helping me in any way. Teachers have been great, very supportive. It's squad chose to come to the job. It's like a family.
Gotcha.
So,
community-wise, I know it's a private school, but is the community involved, or the
alumni? We have a great alumni association. We have our Fathers Club, which is our sports booster club.
Okay.
They all do a great job. Very, very supportive, and I'm very lucky to have that support from those people. So
good deal. Well, Coach, man, we look forward to following you guys through this 24th season as y'all go through this new district and try to make headways and obviously get that first playoff win and stuff like that. So if there's any game that we need to come to that they may circle, I know they're all big, but that may be circled to say, all right, this is gonna be one that you want to see. It's gonna be packed. This one that the alumni normally come, or the
Ascension Christian, the Ascension Catholic game is
Ascension
one
Catholic.
that they're normally. That's
my guy just got the head coaching job over there.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rivalry that's been there for a very long time, and our fans really get into the game. Sometimes our kids kind of fall into that and lose focus of what we need to do, instead of doing what we want us to do, if that makes sense.
And which week is that, Coach?
It's like week 7.
Okay.
Week 7 or 8.
Week 7.
Like
Maybe we're gonna put that on our calendar to make sure we can get somebody out there.
Oh, they're good.
I haven't seen them in a while, but I know that I've been seeing them. The new coach they got in there. I've been seeing them highlighting that right there, so it's gonna be big. But Coach, man, we look forward to following you guys and checking you guys out and watching you in your second year over there as y'all push through the 24th season, Coach.
Right,
appreciate you for coming in.
No problem, man.
Again, we look forward to it.
Okay.
Man, you're here with Gridiron Football. Stay locked in.